called The Master of the Flying Guillotine, or you could call it One Arm Boxer Part 2, or you could call it One Arm Boxer versus the Flying Guillotine. But to me, I grew up with it as The Master of the Flying Guillotine. And of course, this is like part of the guillotine movie craze. Though in Hong Kong, you have these movies called The Flying Guillotine 1 and 2, and I guess they want to capitalize on that cool weapon, the guillotine. And even there's even a newer remake of the movie called The Guillotine also, I think, if I'm corrected, which you can see on Netflix right now for streaming. But this is Jimmy Wang Wu's Guillotine movie. And this movie was really, really fucking good, man. Definitely good. If you remember the first part of the movie, One Arm Boxer, when Jimmy Wang Wu's character killed the two Tibetan monks, well, in the sequel, you got the teacher, this old monk who's blind, and he got this message from this bird, as was sent by his two students, saying that if you get this message, it means we're dead. And then the blind monk started finding out that he read in the message that it was a one-armed man that killed them, and he's gonna get the revenge for them against the one-armed boxer for killing them by using his flying guillotine weapon. And also in the message they mentioned is something they're like part of this rebellion, so that's another thing he was gonna go out for, to kill this one-armed boxer for. And while he's on a quest to kill the one-armed boxer, you also got this teacher, right, who I think was a hire from the emperor, if I'm corrected, was in the storyline, saying that they wanted to hold this tournament and to find out if there's any rebels against the government, so we can find out, so we can put a stop to them. They're gonna rebel. So there's this tournament holding in with different fights from different countries, and you got another yoga teacher from that knows martial arts, but this time this yoga teacher stretches his arm like Dalsum in a way. So you wonder if the Dalsum character came from this character. You got the guy who knows who's from Japan, and I think this is the same actor from Return of the Chinese Boxer who plays Black Crane, which is a character that I enjoy. But I think it's the same actor, but he plays a different character. And you got Thai boxer in this movie too, by the way, another Thai boxer, but this time you got one. And then there's I find all these other martial artists with different weapons and different martial arts skill in this tournament. And the teacher of the tournament who's holding it want like the one-armed boxer to fight this tournament, but the one-armed boxer does not want to participate in it, so he walks out. And meanwhile, you got this monk killing anybody with one arm, thinking that he's the one that killed the student. And as the movie progresses, as the martial arts fighting scenes go one-on-one, good battle after another battle, in the tournament, the evil monk finally appears again and kill that one-armed fighter, knows like the snake style, and he starts destroying the tournament. The female fighter of the father who held the tournament died from fighting the monk, and one of the Japanese fighters saved the daughter, healing her injuries. And the one-armed fighter, Jimmy Wang Wu's character, comes in and finds that the girl was being taken care of from the Japanese fighter, and he was kind of like humble at first, but he really wanted to challenge the one-armed boxer in a one-on-one fight because he knows he's good. But meanwhile, he's fighting the Thai boxer, he's fighting the fighters they'll try to mess with him, try to mess with the one-armed boxer pretty much. And as the movie started building up, the one-armed boxer had to use his brains to fight the evil monk, the guillotine monk, by setting traps, to stop him, But before that, he fought the Japanese fighter one-on-one. To me, I feel like the battle was quick though, but it was a good fight though for a short period of time. But after that, he ended up fighting the monk. Like I say, he had to use the bamboo stick. He got coffee, he got birds to block the sound of the evil monk. Like they used the flying guillotine weapon, and he started fighting him one-on-one. And then of course another great fight scene for this movie. And he defeated the evil monk. And once he defeated the monk, he walks off with his coffin pretty much. All in all, one-armed boxer. One-armed boxer 2, one-armed boxer versus the flying guillotine, or Master of the Flying Guillotine, whatever you want to call it. But I will call it Master of the Flying Guillotine on this channel page. And another really good movie, And I definitely like the soundtrack. I'm not sure if it's an original soundtrack or if it's a copyrighted soundtrack they took from other movies. But I never heard this soundtrack from any other movie except for this one. So I guess it's an original soundtrack. But I really do like the soundtrack though. So One Unboxer, aka Master of the Fly, One Unboxer Part 2, aka Master of the Flying Guillotine. Definitely get it. You definitely check it out. There's a 2-disc version. Get that one. It has an interview with Jimmy Van Woo. Has commentary, which is really good by the way. And you get both the original version and you get the English dub version for the 2nd disc. Anyway, peace guys. See you later.